Welcome to an original episode of Cookdtv. So I have two actual chefs who are going to be competing against each other. This is Cook's OG chef Sanjna, who has made over 500 recipes for Cook, created all the Cook products, and who you know for the last 3 years.
Thanks for the build-up.
This is Rasika. She has worked at multiple fine dine restaurants in the US and won multiple awards. அது என்னங்கெல்லாம் கீழே லிஸ்ட் போடுவோம், நீங்களே பார்த்துக்கோங்க. நிறைய நான் மனப்பாடம் பண்ண முடியல. So now நான் சூஸ் பண்ண இன்கிரீடியன்ட் வந்து ரிவீல் பண்ண போகிறோம். Bring it please. இதுதான் நம்மளோட மிஸ்ட்ரி பாக்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்கிற பட்ஜெட்டில், அதனால மிஸ்ட்ரி கவர். அடுத்த வாட்டியாவது ஏதாச்சும் பாக்ஸ் மாதிரி வாங்கிடா ப்ளீஸ்டா, ரொம்ப அசிங்கமாக இருக்குடா. இந்த கவருக்கு கீழே சில இன்க்ரீடியன்ட்ஸ் இருக்குது. ஸோ என்னன்னா அந்த இன்க்ரீடியன்ஸ் நான் காமிப்பேன். இந்த இன்க்ரீடியன்ஸ் தான் ஸ்டார் இன்க்ரீடியண்ட்டாக இருக்கணும், ப்ரைமரியாக இருக்கணும். யூ கேன் add whatever you want in addition to that, but this should stand out. But I want a main course and a dessert. After looking for all the fancy ingredients that I could think of, I chose. I know this is quite simple, but one main course and dessert will bring the best out of you, so I hope. So எப்படி ஜட்ஜ் பண்ண போறேன்னா, creativity, your idea வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு 5 பாயிண்ட் இருக்கும். Then visually how it is presented, another 5 points. The next 5 points would be how it tastes. Your time starts now. I'm going to close the mystery cover.
For what?
சும்மா ப்ராப்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, அதனால யூஸ் பண்றேன்.
So now that I finally ideated my dishes, they're inspired by two primary dishes. One, the dessert is inspired by puran poli, and the savory dish is going to be inspired by a dessert called Floating Island and dalcha gravy.
As of now, I'm making a kind of like a take on a Sri Lankan lamprey. Also, I like to call it a Rameshwaram hot pocket. I recently ate it somewhere, so inspired by that. So I'm going to make Siraga sambar rice cooked in coconut milk with some shrimp and some vegetable kurma. For dessert, I'm thinking of doing chakra pongal, but in a new form.
So first things first, obviously the prep before we get started with the dish. I think we already explained what we're going to do. So now I'm going to be making the base for my dalcha, which is essentially the boiled lentils. So I've used a mixture of chana dal and tur dal for the base. A few pieces of mutton or mutton bone or chicken bone just for that extra flavor.
First, I'm going to pressure cook both my rice and dal for chakra pongal, and I'm going to make my rice and dal for the Rameshwaram hot pocket.
And we're going to pressure cook this until the dal is completely mashy. So I will pressure cook this and be back.
And I'm going to make the tart dough for the chakra pongal tart. So basically there's a recipe to follow. Basically this is a short crust pastry dough. Going to keep it in the fridge for some time just to cool a bit.
Savory dish is actually just something that I really wanted to do, but I've never tried before, so hopefully it turns out.
Rameshwaram hot pocket is close to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka la or dish irukku. It's called Sri Lankan lamprey. So it's a whole meal cooked in a banana leaf, and when you open it, and the aroma, that smell, and just the way it looks, it's very beautiful. And Rameshwaram has a version of it, so it's kind of a mix and match between the one in Rameshwaram and the one in Sri Lanka. So I'm finishing the curry with some coconut milk, and my dough is ready for the tart.
So now it's time to actually get some stuff done, because I feel like I haven't done anything as compared to what Rasika has completed. Okay, what do you do when a dish that you've kind of imagined in your head doesn't actually turn out the way when you actually try it out? So what do you do then?
Use the same idea but try to make it work in a different kind of way. Like even for this, if my tart dough doesn't work out, you need to still have a plan to present a dish, right? Absolutely. I can still serve my chakra pongal without the tart dough, and it's still chakra pongal. Everyone loves that. And now I'm going to bake my tart and see how it comes out.
I am essentially making an Indian puff pastry. So I am layering the atta dough with nehi and a little bit of atta in the middle, and hopefully in my head, when I roll this out slightly thinner, because that's how I want it. So when I deep fry them, the layers hopefully open up a little bit and it's a little crispy. I really hope this works, because in my head, this is a concept that works. But I don't know, I'm actually a little nervous.
Chef Sanjna. So this is, I mixed 2 rices and a dal.
Very interesting. It's the filling for something.
The filling for that lamprai.
So what I'm doing now is my rice paste. I've added the cooked jeeraga sambar rice, some coconut milk and cardamom powder. I'm going to make this into a paste and mix this with some whipped cream.
So I just whip the cream and it's obviously done because I can hold it over my head.
This is my whipped cream and this is the rice paste. So I'm going to add some of this into this, mix it in well and then put it into the freezer to cool down quickly.
So right now I'm cutting jaggery for the chakra pongal. Going to melt it in some water, add in some cardamom powder for aromatic, and I'm going to cook it in my pressure cooked moong dal and arasi.
And I am going to go and give Rasika a snack. Podi dosa?
Yes, thank you. Instead of Aathitiyan eating, we're only going to nicely eat and win the competition, both of us.
Okay, so what I am doing is I'm making the mixture for my puran poli now. We're just going to melt the jaggery first to make a syrup because I need this to be cool enough for me to pipe it from a piping bag, and that's something I am genuinely concerned about at the moment. The mixture is thick enough and it's not sticking to the side of the pan, so now I'm going to transfer it to a plate and pop it into the fridge to cool down ASAP.
I'm just drying out some of the wild rice I cooked to make the crispy topping for the lamprai.
Now I am frying the layers of my dessert. So I'm not frying it at a very high flame because then the color will come really quickly and it won't get crispy all the way through. Now on to the main course, we already have the accompaniment ready, which is the dosa crisp. Now I'm going to make the base gravy, and then the only thing left is the most technical thing which I haven't honestly tried before, poaching the egg white, and I don't know how long it takes and all of that stuff. So we'll keep that for the last and then we'll figure that out.
Ipo, I'm going to sear my prawns with turmeric powder, red chili powder, very simple, in just gingerly oil. Prawn is cooked.
And at this stage my masalas are cooked. So I'm going to add the boiled dal and mutton mixture. And then you're going to find this super odd. What I'm going to do at this stage, I'm going to remove the mutton and the bay leaves and blend the rest of it to a boil. We are not using the mutton in this recipe. So I will be back. It's a really thick paste now. We're just going to thin it down and make sure it looks velvety smooth and looks good. So we want the consistency to be soupy because the egg whites, the poached meringue needs to float on it. So it can't be too thick. So this consistency looks okay to me at the moment.
So I'm rolling it in banana leaf because traditionally this dish all put together in the banana leaf and it's steamed. So I want that same experience. So this, it will go on the steamer and everything will hold tight inside the banana leaf.
Yeah, I mean, I was scared that it wouldn't turn out, but even now I don't know when it's fully done, right? So I do need to like take it easy because so far the process is okay. They're not sticking to each other.
Initially I started off with a tart idea, but I didn't feel that because pongal has a lot of nehi and tart has a lot of butter and all of that, it might be too much. So I decided to make a crumble. So I made the chakra pongal traditionally, and then I topped it out with this short crust dough that I cooked beforehand. Then I topped it on and I baked it again.
Come on, how do you?
It's okay. Let me serve you. It's a chakra pongal crumble.
Idea wise, diversified it into 2.5 for main course and dessert. I liked your main course idea, so I gave 2.5. The dessert idea I gave 2, so 4.5 for the idea. Same way. Opposite. Dessert idea, I really liked it, so I gave 2.5 or 2.5. For the main course idea, I gave it to 2. So we are tied on the idea part. When it comes to presentation, I think both of you did well. Again, it's again 4.3, 4.5.
சரி
ஷோக்காக ஸ்கேம் பண்றாரு.
சரி இப்போ ஃப்ளேவர்
டேஸ்ட் வந்து டிஸ்க்ளைமர் போடுங்க சப்ஜெக்டிவ். எனக்கு எது பிடிச்சிருக்குங்கிறது தான். டேஸ்ட்ல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் நவ் ஐ வாண்ட் ப்ராப்ளி கிவ் கொஞ்சம் ஃபீட்பேக். கன்சிஸ்டன்சி எனக்கு பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஐ ரியலி லைக் டேஸ்ட் ஆஃப் இட். மேபி தோசை கிறிஸ்ப்ஸ் வந்து நான் நினைச்ச அளவுக்கு தோசை கிறிஸ்ப்ஸ் அதோட பெட்டராக அதோட போகல. பட் ஆனால் அந்த கறி நல்லா இருந்துச்சு. கூட அந்த கீ போட்டு மைனஸ் பண்ணி அதுவும் செம்மையாக இருந்துச்சு. ஓவரால் தட் வாஸ் குட். டெசர்ட் வாஸ் எக்ஸெப்ஷன். கம்மிங் பேக் டு யுவர் டேஸ்ட்டில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா த டெசர்ட் எக்ஸெப்ஷனல். ஐ லைக் ஆல் த ஃப்ளேவர்ஸ் தட் வென்ட் இன்டு. அந்த கிறிஸ்ப்ஸ் இருக்குது பார்த்தீங்களா, சூப்பராக இருக்குது. அது ஒரு டப்பா கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா அதை மட்டுமே எடுத்து சாப்பிட்டுருக்கேன். It all came down to the seasoning. I felt this was slightly under seasoned for me, even though the flavors were good. So that's where it's 4.5 and 4. So you went today. இது நடக்க கூடாதுன்னு நினைச்சேன். இதுக்கு தான் sketch போட்டேன்.
So if you like this video, like the video, share with your friends and subscribe to Cooked and comment below what you want to see next, and we'll see you then.